Good evening all. You are welcome to the tutorials with From Eternity the Schoolboy. Today we'll take a look at physics, and we are still on the topic vectors and scalar quantities. Vector and scalar quantities. So we stopped at the what? We just finished explaining what a resultant vector is, right? Check your note. Is that where we stopped? Huh? Check your note. Is that where we stopped? Do you define resultant vector? Huh? You people are not talking. Where did we stop in physics? Nobody knows where we stop in physics. Where did we stop? Okay. We stopped at where addition of what? Vectors. That's how we stopped, and I can remember vividly. I explained in more than 2 occasions what you look at when you are adding vectors. Check their what? Directions. Are you together? If they are acting in opposite directions, that means they are what? Opposite to what? Each other. You do what? You subtract, right? But the one opposite will have a sign opposite to one or the other one. But the point I want to make there is that we define resultant vector as that single vector that has what? That have the same what? Effect and magnitude. A magnitude and direction as the original what? Vectors acting what? Together. When 2 vectors or even more acting together, they can do what? Be combined in such that they will give rise to just a single vector that will actually have the same effect as all those vectors. So that's what we mean by what? Resultant what? Vector. And we have 2 methods. 2 methods of finding the resultant vector of 2 vectors inclined at a particular what? Angle. We can find it using what? Parallelogram method or triangular or triangle what? Method. And on the parallelogram method, even triangle method, you have the one by we call it analytical method. That is the one you get from calculation using cosine rule and what have you. Then we have the one with the method we call was scale drawing. I can remember vividly in the last review on physics, we did that. We used scale drawing to, in fact, a particular question, we solved it using scale drawing. I also solved it using what? Analytical method. Can you remember? And I told you to, if you come to your next physics class, come with mathematical sets. So we can use scale drawing to find resultants of what? Vectors. I don't know if you did. I don't know. Did there any of you come with math sets? Huh? Nobody. Did you, Michael? Chai. So let's continue now until you come with your math set. Let's focus on analytical method, because we need to truly draw it to scale. It's not just sketching. We must draw it to what? Scale. And we must use what? We measure the angle. We do what? Measure the what? Angle. So we need what? Math set to do that. So let's start with what? Parallelogram what? Method. This parallelogram method apply what we call the parallelogram what? Law of what? Vectors. The parallelogram law of what? Vectors. And what does this law state? The law states that if two vectors are represented in magnitude and the what? Direction by the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. If two vectors are represented in what? Magnitude and what? Direction by the adjacent sides of a what? Parallelogram. The diagonal of the parallelogram drawn from their point of intersection represent the resultant vector in magnitude and what? Direction. Hope you remember how parallelogram look like in our system. Parallelogram look like this. Look it up. Look up. This is how parallelogram look like. Okay? This is how parallelogram look like. You complete it like this. This one is also like this. You complete it like this. This is how parallelogram look like. And this arch side and this side are what? This side and this side are equal. Hope you know. They are parallel, right? Now this side and this side are what? Equal, and they are parallel. This place and this place are adjacent sides. Adjacent. And the diagonal runs from here. This is diagonal of this what? This is the what? Diagonal of this what? Parallelogram. Diagonal, adjacent side, parallel, equal. That means the angle here and the angle here are equal. Hope you know. Are you aware? And the angle here and the angle what? Here are what? Equal. Now, this law says that if two adjacent sides of a parallelogram represent two vectors, that the diagonal of the parallelogram emanating from this point of intersection, because this and this intersect at this point, hope you know. This one is in this direction. This one is here. In this what? Direction. This is the point of intersection. This diagonal that originates from this point of intersection represent the what? This is vector 1. This is vector what? 2. Represent the what? The resultant of this what? Vector. VR. V what? R. Represent the what? The resultant of this what? Vector. So if you know the angle here and know these vectors, you can easily find the what? The resultant of the what? Vectors. This is what the parallelogram law states. This is what the parallelogram law states, that the two adjacent sides, if the two adjacent sides represent the what? Two vectors, then the diagonal of such parallelogram formed is the what? the what? Resultant of the what? The vectors. And how do you now calculate this resultant first? This, and in here now, so remember here, Pythagoras theory will not hold you, hope you know. Pythagoras theory will not do what? Hold. You know why? They are not right and they are not at right angle to each other. Hope you know. This is what the formula is not a right angle what? Triangle. How do you mean such like this form? Okay? Vector 1, vector what? 2. Here now, Pythagoras theory will do what? Because of this right angle what? Triangle. But it's not that here. So parallel will now. So this is the what? Resultant. And how do you now find this resultant? This resultant can be found using, remember mathematics. Remember our mathematics. Cosine what? Rule. Cosine what? Rule. So use cosine rule to find this what? To find the what? Use cosine rule to find the what? To find the what? To find the what? The what? The resultant. Good. Now, there's something cosine rule states that if you have if you have a triangle like this, okay, in this form, okay, look up, and this is side A, this is side what? B, and this is angle what? Theta, and this is side what? C, okay? If you have an angle in this form, like this, the angle is here, okay? The angle is here. You can find this place by using what? Cosine rule. Here now, C square is equal to what? A square plus what? B square. What else? What will happen? Minus what? 2 cos what? 2 cos what? Did you do cosine rule in your SS1, SS2?
2 cos AB.
Is it 2 cos AB or 2AB cos theta? Is it 2? Thank you. 2 what? AB what? Cos what? Theta. This is cosine what? Rule. This is what? Cosine what? Rule. C is equal to what? C square is equal to what? A square plus B square minus 2A. I don't want to go into proving this thing. We are not in mathematics class, okay? When we go to mathematics, I'll show you how to derive, how this thing was derived. That is not what we are here to do. This is physics, okay? You just want to borrow the idea and solve this what? Resultant, okay? So this is what the rules say. So you need this rule to solve this problem. In that case, for you to use this rule, look up. For you to use this rule to find this resultant, that means you should know this what? Angle. Hope you know. You should do what? Know this angle. So how will you know the angle? How will you know the angle? You will know the angle by, remember, you are told that this and this originate from a place. That means they will make an angle. There should be an angle alpha between two of them. Hope you know. Hope you know. These two, this V1 and V2 are like this. There's an angle. They are inclined at angle alpha, V1 and V2. And they are inclined at angle alpha. And if you know this angle, you can easily find this angle. You remember what I told you, that angle here and angle here are what? Equal. Three of us. That means here is also what? Alpha. If here is what? Alpha. These are parallel lines. This angle and this angle are what? Equal. So if it's alpha, here is alpha. Remember this is a straight line. An angle on a straight line is what? 180 what? Degrees. And you have something like this. If this angle is 180 degrees, and we have something like this, and here is what? Alpha. So what is this theta? That means theta plus alpha is equal to what? 180 degrees. Hope you're following. So that means we can find this theta. Therefore, this theta is equal to what? 180 degrees minus what? Alpha. So if the two vectors are inclined at this angle, alpha, that means this theta here will be what? 180 degrees minus what? Alpha. So if you now want to find this thing now, VR square is now equal to what? V1 what? Square plus what? V2 squared minus what? 2V what? 1V what? 2 cos what? 180 degrees minus what? Minus what? Minus alpha. Simple. Of course, you know how we got 180 minus alpha. Basically, okay, let me break it down. Basically, it should be what? Minus cos what? Cos what? Theta. Hope you know. But theta is equal to what? 180 degrees minus what? 180 minus what? Alpha, all degrees. Therefore, V square R is equal to what? V square 1 plus what? V square 2 minus what? 2V1 V2 cos what? 180 minus what? Alpha. That means VR is now equal to what? Square root of what? V square 1, V1 square plus what? V2 square minus 2V1 V2 cos what? 180 minus what? Alpha. This thing will give you what? This resultant. This will give you what? This resultant. Any confusion? If there's anything that is confusing here, please. Mr. Oman, can you see the board clearly? That place you are saying. Well, your eye is sharp. Well, let me see. This is serious. Hey. How do you see this now? Let me see what the writing, Mr. Oman. Let me see what the writing. What a sharp eye. Okay. So this is, with this now you can find the resultant. This is what parallelogram law states. We can solve it. From this thing we got, hello, are we together? This is only the what? The magnitude of the what? This is we got just the magnitude of the what? The what? Resultant. We need to find direction of the what? Resultant. Degree. This is just the what? Magnitude of the what? Resultant. We need to find the what? Direction. Are we together? Are we together? You know that this is the what? Hello? We need to find the direction of the what? This resultant now. Made this angle with this V to hope you know. Let's call it angle. Good. Let's call it angle beta. Thank you. Let's call it angle beta. This resultant made angle beta with this what? V2. Hope you know. Let's find it angle beta. That's when you can actually say that you have found the what? Resultant. The direction. You know it's a vector. Hope you know. It's a what? Vector. So you need to find that angle beta there. And how do you find angle beta? We have used cosine rules. Let me bring out this place now. Let me bring out this place, this part out. And let's see how it look like. If I bring out this part now, we have something like this. Let me cover this place, okay? Let me cover this place, okay? Okay? We have something like this. Hope you know that V1 here is associated with what? V1. Hope you know. Remember? And here it is associated with what? V2. So let me cover this side. Let's see what we have. We have something like this. See what you have. This is where? Better, right? This is the direction. And this is the what? Direction. This is what? Direction of this. Now see what we have. Here is what? Angle what? Angle what is here? 180 minus what? Alpha. Remember, and here is beta. Now, here is say what? V what? 2. Here is what? V1. Here is what? VR, right? Good. We need to find this angle here. And that will give us the direction of this what? VR. And this angle, to find it, we apply sine rule. We apply what? Sine rule, okay? Let's apply sine rule here to find this thing. In sine rule, you use sine rule in mathematics. See how sine rule look like. If you have you put this one down? Can I clean this side? These things that we are borrowing from mathematics is better. It's always good to keep it. It will help you to remember some certain things. I'm cleaning up now. So, see what we have something like this. We have something like this. Let's assume we have something like this. Something like this. Okay? And let's angle theta 1, theta 2, okay? Theta what? 3. And we have here A, B, and what? C. Look up. We have theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, A, B, and C. Now, let's sine rule state that A over what? Sine what? A over the angle that is facing it. Let's start with face theta. C over what? Sine what? Theta 1. C over sine theta 1 is equal to what? A over sine what? Theta 2. A over what? Sine what? Theta 2. Which is also equal to what? B over sine. This B, theta is facing this B. Hope you know. B over what? Sine what? Theta 3. It can also be the inverse of the inverse is still okay. That's the same thing. It can also be what? Or sine theta what? 1 over what? C is equal to what? Sine theta 2 over what? A, which is equal to what? Sine theta 3 over what? B. This is sine rule. This is what? Sine rule. Sometimes you will be given the two angles inside the triangle and give only one side. And told to find. In fact, sometimes you may be given the three angles inside, and they gave you only one side, and say to find the other two sides. You use what? Sine rule. Does it make sense? Then sometimes they will give you the three sides. They will give you. I'm telling you the conditions where you can use sine rule. For sine rule, they may give you only one side, and give you all the angles inside the triangle, and tell you to find the other two sides. You use what? Sine rule. Or they may just give you only two angles and give you one side, and say you should find the what? What is it called? Of course, once they give you two sides, you can find the other side. The third side. Hope you know. They may give you one side. They may give you one side, two sides, one angle, and ask you to find the other angle. or even all the angles inside triangle. You can find it. Hope you know. Good. Now, for cosine rule, sometimes in cosine rule, they may give you one angle, or they must even give you any angle inside the triangle, and give you all the three sides, and say you should find the angle in what triangle. You can find it using what? Cosine rule. This is mathematics. Is it physics I'm teaching mathematics? I'm going to mathematics. I'm going deeper as if I'm teaching mathematics. But I just want you to understand this. Don't worry, when we get to mathematics, we'll talk about this in detail. With this I said here now, we can find this what? Better. Easily. Using what? Sine rule. Let's go. Which of the vectors is opposite to this better? Facing this better? V? Good. So that means using sine rule. Using sine rule, V1 over what? Sine what? Beta is equal to what? It's equal to what? VR over what? Sine what? Sine what? 180 minus what? Alpha. Are we together? Sine 180 over minus what? Alpha. Sine 180 minus what? Alpha. Are we together? There's something I want. Let me shock you. Let me know that there is. What do you think should be this angle here? What do you think should be this angle here? Angles in triangle is what? 180. Then add, call this anything, okay? Call it anything you like. You can call it B or gamma, anything you like. And add gamma plus 180 minus alpha plus beta is equal to what? 180. And find gamma. Tell me what gamma will give you. If you call here gamma, if you call here what? Gamma, let's go. Angle in a triangle is what? 180. That means 180 degrees is equal to what? Beta plus what? Plus what? 180 minus what? Alpha. Plus what? Gamma. We want to find what? Gamma. That means 180, let's open this bracket and do what? And do what? Correct like term. 180 minus what? 180, right? Is equal to what? Beta plus what? Minus what? Alpha. Plus what? Gamma. Here is 0, right? That means beta minus alpha plus what? Gamma is equal to what? 180, right? That means, let's make gamma the subject of the formula. That means gamma is equal to what? If alpha goes to this side, it becomes plus, right? Alpha minus what? Beta. It shock you? It shock you? This angle is actually what? Alpha minus what? Beta. So gamma here is actually what? Alpha minus what? Beta. So that means let's put, if you like, we can start with VVR. Sorry, have you written this already? So let's start with VR. So that means VR over what? 180. Using sine rule, sine what? 180 what? Minus alpha is equal to what? V2 over what? Sine what? Are you looking up? V2 over what? Sine what? Beta. V2 over what? Sine what? Beta. Which is also equal to what? V1 over what? V1 over what? The way this marker finishes, I don't understand it again, no. So nothing is original again in this world. I'm not saying, no. Marker I just opened now. This is V1 over what? V1 over sine what? Talk now. Sine what? Beta. Thank you. Is now equal to what? V2 over what? Sine what? Sine what? Alpha minus what? Beta. Based on this triangle, this is what. So with this now, we can find anything you want to find. We can find this angle here if you want. You can find alpha if you want. Anyone of our choice you can find. This is just a general formula. Okay? So it's when you are not asked a question, you now tailor it down to the question you are what? Ask. And find the what you are supposed to find. So if you put this thing down, I will give us a question. I didn't you came with your math set now. Or I would have used don't worry. Okay. What's time? Do you see have time? Let's solve a question first. We know whether we have time and see whether. Hey, the way time flies, eh? Okay, now, but hope this is clear. Meme, is it clear? And you keep quiet. What is the specific? What is the issue? What exactly did you lose? They are not like from that. Tell me what's unique. Angles. Some of the angles in the triangle is what? That's what we did now. We just added. Remember we call this and gamma. We just added 180 is equal to what? Beta plus gamma plus 180 minus alpha. Simple. And we made gamma the sort of formula because we are looking for gamma. So when we now made gamma the sort of formula, we now find out that gamma is actually what? Alpha minus what? Beta. Is it clear? That's what we did. It's what you know. Forget those symbols here. You know, in calculation, you use symbols to designate things. Okay? It will help you in calculation if you learn how to use symbols to designate things. So with this now, if you are done copying, I'll give us a question from this textbook. Remember, our reference textbook for today is New School Physics for Senior Secondary School by Professor M.W. Anyakawa, Professor of Physics, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, 2016 edition. So, I want to give us a question from this textbook. So, we take it up from there. So, put this question down. The question says, after solving this question, you go, please, we'll solve this question. Where did you get this thing from? This thing. Where is the math set now? Right. We'll solve this thing analytically, okay? When we are done by calculation, please, in our next class, in our next physics class, come with your math set. We use math sets. We will use our protractor and our ruler, and a pair of this thing to now draw this into scale. You see that without calculation, you get exactly the resultant and get exactly the direction without even pointing out, without even doing any calculation. That's the power. How powerful using words? How powerful this is? Graphical method or scale drawing. Now let's go. The question says, find the resultant of two vectors. Find the resultant of two vectors of 3 units and 4 units. That means the vectors have their magnitude is what? 3 units and 4 units respectively. Find the resultant of two vectors of 3 units and the 4 units acting at a point O, point 0, point O, at an angle of 45 degrees with each other. At an angle of 45 degrees with each other. Let me come again. Find the resultant of two vectors of 3 units and 4 units acting at a point 0 at an angle of 45 degrees with each other. Okay. Let's solve this. Can I clean here? Can I? Okay. Can I clean everything? Huh? Don't worry, let me clean this place. Don't worry. Now, read the question again, please. It says what? Okay. They're acting at a point, but they have an angle with 45 degrees with what? Each other. So remember, this is what? The horizontal, right? Angle 45 degrees should be a bit in between what? Angle 90 degrees. So it should be somewhere here. Okay? Good. One is what? 3 units. The other one is what? 4 units. So this one is longer. Let the 4 units be here because it's longer, right? 3 units should be here. At least it's a bit above half. So here is what? 3 what? Units. And here is what? 4 what? Units. Have you seen how I'm building? I'm building up this thing. Look up. Hello. If you close your eyes and open, the diagram will be complicated. That's why I want you to look up and see steps I've taken. By the time you do like this and turn, you see a complicated diagram like this one. You even know where all this came from. So please, that's why I want you to be looking at me and see what I'm doing. This is a very important aspect of vectors. If you know how to build up this diagram, it will help you a lot. If you know how to build up the vector diagram, it will help you a lot. Remember that this one is acting well here, right? And this one is acting what? Okay? Now this is their O. This is the point of what? Origin. And they have angle of what between them? 45 what? 45 what? Degree. Now from this now, this thing now, if you complete this thing now, it will form a parallelogram. Draw parallel to this one. You have what? Dotted line. Okay? And draw parallel to this one. You have another what? Dotted line. Okay? With this now, you have completed a what? Parallelogram. So because you are able to complete a parallelogram, that means parallelogram law can do what? Takes place here. You can apply cosine rule and sine rule to find anything you are looking for. So the diagonal will run from here. Okay? The diagonal will run from here to here. Remember the law. This diagonal is the what? Resultant. Remember? So we call it what? R. Okay? R. VR, whether VR or R is something, okay? But let's use, do you know why I use VR here? Because I have already used V1 and V2, okay? That's why I use what? VR. So, yeah, let's use R here because this is our number. Let's just use what? R. Now, they didn't tell us the type of vector. That's why they just put units there. Now, with this now, we are good to go. Remember what we said? That this angle, hello, look up. Let us resolve all the angles inside this place. This angle, this is from where to here is what? 45 degrees, right? Remember, extrapolate this a bit. You see, this angle here is equal to this angle. Hope you know. That means here is what? 45 degrees. Remember, our angle in a straight line, okay, is what? 180 degrees. So if here is 45, and the entire angle is 180, here is what? 180 minus what? 45. That's what we did. That's our 180 minus alpha here. Can you see it? So here is 180 minus 45. 180 minus 45 is what? 135. So the angle here is what? 135 degrees. Good. So if the angle here is 135 degrees, are you aware that we are good to go? Remember that here and here are equal. Remember? So here is how many units? 3 watts. Are you aware that we are good to go? If you apply cosine rule here, have you seen how that simple line I drew here led to this thing? If your eyes wasn't there, you wouldn't understand how this diagram came up, where it came from. You'd be like, what did this man did on the board? I hope you understood how we do the diagram. Nobody is missing here. Good. Now let's start solving. Let's apply what? Using what? Cosine what? Rule. That means r square is now equal to what? 4 what? Square, right? Plus what? 3 what? Square. Minus what? 2 times what? 4 times what? 3. Cos what? Cos 135. Hope you know that. Are you aware that cos 135 is setting as sine 45? Hope you know. Are you aware? Trigonometry, are you aware? Sine A, that one, let me not take you there. Just write cos what? But there's something about this cos 135. Okay, just punch it. What do they give you? Minus what? Punch cos 135. What is the answer? Minus what? Minus what? Yeah. It should minus. Because it has moved first quadrant, second quadrant to the what? Third quadrant. Don't worry, we'll do all those things in your what? Trigonometry, okay? You know what I mean by when an angle, cos of an angle will give you a positive and a negative. We do all these things in mathematics. But just know that. So let's go. If you punch it, you have what? Let's go. 4 squared is what? 4 squared is what? 16 plus what? 3 squared is what? 9. Do this one together. Cos minus 2. Okay, cos 135 is minus what? 0 what? Just do everything at once. Just multiply by all this is here, okay? Let's not waste our time. Just cos 135, whatever you got from it, multiply by 3, multiply by 2, and multiply by minus what? 2, okay? Huh? Are you sure? So here should not be what? Plus what? Hope you know that everything will change to plus. Hope you know. Because of this minus. Hope you know. Are you aware? Are you aware? So it become plus what? Plus what? 16 points. Just leave it at 16.97, okay? So that means r square is what? This. Add up this thing. 16.97 plus 6 plus 9 is what? 16 plus 9 is what? (16 plus 9 plus in jam). Hello, in jam. This thing may enter. You will start seeing root there. Root 3 over root whatever. Okay? You may not see it in that form, but we'll still do it when we get questions in that pattern in past question. So that means there's need for you to understand the trigonometric ratios. What's the answer? What's the answer? 41 point what? So r square is what? 40 what? 41.97 what? Unit squared. I hope you know. Are you aware? So now r is now equal to what? Square root of what? 41.97 units what? Squared. What's the answer? What's the answer? Huh? 6 point what? They just call it 6.48, okay? Call it what? 6 point what? 48 what? Units. This is the what? The magnitude of the what? Result. Remember the Pythagorean law? It represents both the what? The magnitude and direction. Hope you know. So now, this is just the magnitude. Let's go back to the diagram. The direction depicts the angle here, okay? This angle here talks about the direction. This angle is mixed with this point, okay? So what is this angle? Do you know why? The direction of the resultant, remember we always take the direction of the higher what? Higher what? Vector. Hope you know. That's why it's taking this direction. So you need this angle here. At what angle is it inclined with this particular what? Vector. The higher one. Hope you know. So now, that means we'll find this angle. We don't know this angle. We call it alpha. Okay, let's use beta we use here. We call it what? Beta, okay? If you want. Okay? So this angle is what we'll find. So let's now. Let's hijack this point. The way we hijacked here and place here. So let's hijack this out. So it doesn't confuse us, okay? Let's hijack this angle, this part, and place it here. Then we find our beta. What rule are we going to use here? Sine rule. Good. Can I can clean here now, right? So let's hijack this place and bring it out here. We have to see what we have. See what we have. Hey. Maka. What do we do today? It's okay. See what we have here. See what we have here. See what we have here. Here is what? Beta, right? And here is what? 1 watt, 35 degrees. And here is what? 3 watts units. And here is what? 3 inch should be smaller than 4 units. Sorry. Here is what? 3 units. Here is what? 4 watts units. We have gotten this, I hope you know, as what? 6 point what? 48 watts units. This is what you are looking for. This is what you are looking for better. So using sine rule, we can use any of the side and find this. I hope you know. But using sine rule, that means using sine rule, sine 3 units, okay, over what? Sine what? Beta is equal to what? We can say, okay, this is the 2 angle here, the angle here. So let's this over this. Hope you know. 6 point what? 48 units over what? Sine what? 135 over sine 135. So let's make beta the subject of the formula. Let's make beta the subject of the what? Formula. That means we cross multiply, right? Sine what? Beta is equal to what? 3 units, right? Times sine what? 105 degrees over what? 6.48 watts units. Find sine 135, multiply by 3 and divided by what? 6.48 and tell me the answer straight. Find sine 135, multiply by what? 3 and divide by 6.48. Do it now. Why? Sign rule. What is sign rule say? Here. We want to make sign B is certain formula. So we can multiply. 3 units will now multiply what? Sin 1 at 5. Why this will multiply this? That means this will, everything will be divided by what? 6.4. Is it clear now? Alright, so what's the answer? Sin B is what? Speak out, please. Sin B is what? Sin beta is what? 0. What? 3273. That means if sin beta is 0.3273, so find the sine inverse. Beta is now sine inverse of what? 0.32 what? 70. What's the answer? What? 19 point. So beta is now 19 point what? 10 what? 4. Approximately 19 point what? 1 degrees. Hope you know. Are we together? 19 point what? 1. Beta is what? 19.1. 19.1. Any question? Any question? Any what? Question? I think we'll stop here for today. We have tried. At least we learned something. And we'll keep adding to our knowledge. Every day we come here. So I think we'll go home and anytime we see question like this, we will not be afraid. True of us. Any question? Any question? All right, in the absence of questions, we'll end our today's lecture at this junction. And I will say, God bless you as you keep giving me your time and submitting yourself for training and making yourself teachable. All right, see you on Monday. God bless you.